Do you think the job's broken you?
Oh, it broke me all right. It broke me good. I was fucked. Absolutely. I was on my hands and knees. Yeah, let's not make two bones about it.
All the days long, all the evenings hard. Are you eating or just drinking? Are you coping or merely hoping you're not broken?
Are you comfortable talking about a big fatal you went to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've done a lot of work
Okay.
in my time off to actually be able to get to this point. This one, for some reason, pops to mind. Might be because you guys are here, but it was Somerton Road. That was a big one. That's actually a pretty good one too.
Was that a motorcycle and a
Yeah, it was a motorcycle.
Hyundai Tucson or something?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the exact one. Yeah, she came through the giveaway sign.
Yep.
He's doing in excess of 200 kilometres an hour.
I remember.
T-boned the car and kind of flung 50 metres, 47 metres, if I remember correctly. And we rolled up and they were doing CPR. I'm pretty sure I was working with you. Yeah, no. And they were performing CPR on this bloke. The bike had caught fire. It was already, and it was just basically a massive scene. So yeah, no, that was a huge job. We did talk about the horror, I'll say, of the collision scene, but then of course there's all the after, like it's the investigation afterwards. It goes on for months and months. The assembly of the inquest brief, talking to family members. This particular chap had, a very abrasive ex-partner. There was so much to deal with that particular one. Look, there were so many others. Like when I went to start my treatment, I came up with 10 that were top of mind, and my psychologist actually said, "Stop, that's enough. We've got quite enough, thank you." At 10. And it was just like, yeah, okay. And the first one I spoke about with this psychologist, who's an expert in PTSD, it took me 11 weeks to get through one collision. After that, they seem to kind of get easier, not easier, just
Quicker.
They seem to get through quicker. But the first one, there was that much trauma attached to it, where it was just like, there was just so much happening. It actually took 11 sessions, so 11 hours to get through. It was really taxing. Yeah.
Quick overview of that, circumstances like.
Yeah. So it happened at the base of the Westgate Bridge. So a truck and dog trailer, big one.
Yep.
A guy on a motorbike, young guy on a motorbike going up the right-hand side, trying to get in front of him, and he's somehow come to get under the wheels of the truck. So it ran over him, not all of him, just his head, and then the truck stopped. And then that was the scene.
How do you think the job's changed you?
Oh, many ways. Absolutely. Now that I'm out of it, thank goodness, I'm a lot more compassionate. I kind of see people for actually who they are, take a bit more time with them. Whereas when I was in it, I think I was a little bit just cut and dry, just whatever. Whereas now I kind of take a bit more time. I'm a lot more private. I'm a lot more I kind of close in a lot more. What was the question? How's it changed me? Yeah, crowded spaces, all that kind of stuff is just no go. If I go to a party, I've got an out. I've always got an exit strategy. Just at the footy on Saturday. Absolutely took time out. Every time Cindy went to the toilet, I would go out with her just so I could have a break away from where we were sitting. Just like I said, just kind of, and then I can reconvene and then go in. So that wasn't my personality before. Absolutely not. And I'm able to actually say no now. So if there's somewhere where I'm invited to, or going to this, or we're getting together here, as soon as it's uncomfortable, it's a no. Just a soft no. Yes.
Do you think you're hypervigilant?
Absolutely. It's only just starting to wear off a bit now. I think I'll always be hypervigilant, as in always thinking about things, and makes me a really good bus driver because I'm kind of looking way ahead, and I've been told many times I read the traffic really well because you're just hypervigilant, because if you're not, I remember going through one of the people that were meant to be dealing with me through this whole work cover thing, and they got me to explain it, and I said, you won't understand when you see a mother get out of the car and get the kid out of the car. Like, I've elevated that already to the kid running across the road and getting tumbled by a car and the whole scene and everything else. And it's just, I'm up here already. And the mum's just undone her, just opened her door, for Christ's sake. The scenario is totally hypothetical. I've already processing the scene after this has all happened. And do you get where I'm coming from?
I do, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, when it was after...
You can see the consequences of what could happen because you've been there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, good days it doesn't happen. Bad days it might happen 5 times. You know, mum grabbing the hand of a kid or whatever, kid riding his bike without a helmet on. Who knows? Yeah. You know, I've seen the brains on the ground. I know what they look like. And that's not a scenario that's, you know, you want to see again or imagine again, but you do, unfortunately.
I just heard on the radio, there's another bus rollover or whatever.
Yeah.
And you saw a radio.
You had to just sweep through it, absolutely.
And off we go to the next one.
Yeah, I think us as being in the highway patrol as well is that we had to do that because we had no time to recover either. It wasn't like, okay, so you went to a serious fatal last night. How about you have 4 shifts in, you can recover, we'll get you looked at, go and have a chat to welfare for a day, kind of let's work through this and then we'll get through the pay. It was just like, nah, next day, you go down to Duggan Street and just start booking all the right-hand turners because, you know, you've got to get 15 tickets on the book before you it's just like, mate, and your head's kind of spinning and it's like, yeah, you had no time to process, hence, yeah.
Have you become more overprotective of your loved ones?
Yeah, that's a hassle. But with Cindy, like 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, haven't heard from her for an hour or so. Yeah, it absolutely starts to build and you get that wheel going and then you kind of get the message and so it's okay, just let it go, Ray. Don't worry about it. Collisions on the news, you know, there's been a collision at this intersection in this suburb. It's just like, hang on, are they okay? You know, they might live in a suburb adjacent to. Send a text message. How you going? Yeah, all good. Okay, it's not them. And you know, while in the job that was really prevalent, it was like very intrusive, and it's still there. Absolutely, it's still there. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you suspicious of people that you don't know?
Yeah. Always. Like that spider sense is never going to go away. Like it's always. I'll go into the next shop. I'll wait until they're out, and then I'll go in. And sometimes it's just like, oh look, I don't want to deal with that kind of character today. I don't want to confront anything today. I just want to kind of just kind of go about my business. Be Joe Citizen.
Did you talk about your experiences or fears with your loved ones?
Oh yeah.
Would you keep it bottled up? Or?
Oh, a lot of it would be like you look back now and you think, I don't know how I did half of that stuff. Like fair income. I mean, you in 1 hour you're looking at the most gruesome scene you could imagine, like worse than a horror writer could write.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're de-kidding, you change, you drive home. And then you're in a suburban house and it's just like, this is just bizarre.
Yeah, it's surreal.
It's surreal. And you've got to give them the kind of the edited version if you were to say anything, because you couldn't give them the full, you know, R+, because they'd be saying, what the hell are you, who am I married here? Who the hell are you? When I stopped working, I actually started to look after myself and think, okay, let's look at where we're going here. Okay, so I could end up really ill through my injury, or I could work really hard to get back. But there was a time there that I was absolutely fucked. I was just broken. I was on plenty of drugs, sleeping a lot of the day, wouldn't go out of the house, really hypervigilant, mixing up my days, mixing up my appointments, getting ready for a psych appointment on Zoom a day and a half before it actually happened. But I was on my hands and knees, absolutely. And then when I started therapy, you know, the recovery from that was, you know, that was tough stuff. From Werribee, I used to drive to Tacoma, and it would take about an hour and a half to drive there, hour and a half back. But I knew this guy was a specialist; he'd been recommended to me, and I had to do that. I had to do that because if I didn't do that, I didn't want to end up being. I just didn't want to know where that was going to take me. I'll say this to you. I had to work really hard to get back where I am. So I'm working full time, very happy in my life. Like I said, I've got some absolutely magnificent things. I've never been happier in my life ever. But I had to really work hard. Like I had to really put the sticks in and really do the grinding and get there. And I didn't stop. I didn't want to stop. I had amazing support at home, which made all the difference. And that's really where it's kind of changed my focus now. So yeah.
Are you well now?
Big word. It's a big word, isn't it?
It is.
I'm a hell of a lot better. I absolutely acknowledge what my injury is. Absolutely do. I get very defensive at times if somebody's putting because it's 4 easy letters, isn't it? The PTSD, and people kind of like to flick it off, and it's just like, you actually don't know what that's like, man. You don't know what you're talking about. So I get very defensive about it, and I've shut a couple of people down, like shut them down, just like, don't go there. Otherwise, I'm leaving. Don't say that, because you don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, big chunks that didn't necessarily need to be taken away. And I think it was all due to them mismanagement and overwork. And we were talking a bit about before, the old dog comes in, well, they can go do the photo. They did one last month. They only did a good job. So yeah, he can do another one. The whole thing,
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Am I broken or am I just sick? Have you spoken to anyone about it? Lonely from the fighting. Are you broken?